Oh boy, I gotta say it's not looking that good for GameStop. So, I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I have no idea whenever I'll put it up. I don't know, maybe I'll put it up a couple of months from now, who knows. If they're even still in business by then, they probably will. They'll still be, I'll give it to GameStop. GameStop is really able to circle the drain, like consistently and just not go away. It's not that I want them to, but it's so consistent. They've been circling that drain for years now. Anyways, what I wanted to do today is I wanted to say how would I run GameStop? How would this nobody, this casual, how would they run, or how would I run GameStop? I'm not gonna speak of myself in like the third person. But if you like this kind of video, you know, blah blah blah, subscribe, blah blah blah. Let's continue. So of course, digital games hurt GameStop. That's a given, because people, you know, I'm a physical boy. You know, we physical boys here. But some people they prefer, I'll just download it and call it a day. I don't have to wait in line. I don't have to wait for it to be shipped to me. I can just get it instantly. Like, that's a big thing about people as of late, or not people as of late, but people in general. There's a massive emphasis on instant gratification. You know, that's why Amazon started offering, when it can, same day shipping. Like, people just love that instant gratification. So that's the first thing that I can say that's hurting GameStop, and that honestly, that can't be helped. And the thing that can be helped, though, is that their reputation is piss. Now granted, they can't really compete on prices or with the mega god Amazon, but there is a way that they can allegedly compete. At least at the bare minimum, give themselves an actual fighting chance, if there's even a sliver for that fighting chance. And that would be to change everything. I personally would change everything. Well, actually, first and foremost, the full disclaimer, if I was the CEO of GameStop or something, I'd be the fuck out of there. Like, give me my golden parachute of a couple million for literally doing nothing like a lot of the rest of them, and like CEOs usually do in general when a ship is sinking. And I'd bail to Tahiti or Japan. Give me a nice Hitomi Tanaka and call it a day. So stop trying to first, this is what, alright, so let's start from the top. Stop trying to trick and hustle people. GameStop comes off as this corporate hustle, like someone, you know, like that someone that you would meet at someone's home. They're kind of dubious or whatever, but they're still really cool with you. But they're selling like a substance. I don't want to get demonetized. They're selling a substance, and I'm using air quotes. But except this time, that person has a franchise. And that franchise is known as GameStop. So you can't entirely trust them, but you kind of trusting them anyways, because like, well, I'm here right now. And a lot of people would rather save themselves the trouble of that. I know GameStop is poor in terms of corporate, like corporations in general. But stop paying your employees peanuts, and you would get more people willing to give you a chance. There's a reason that less and less people come to you as time goes on. And yeah, the general public, because you're always trying to shove things down people's throat, you're trying to make your employees do these unnatural things. Like when you have a conversation with somebody, hey, you want to buy this, you want to buy this, you want to get this, you sure you don't want to get this? You sure? You're positive? You sure? It's like, shut the up. And you know it's not the employees doing it. The employees don't want to do that. It's cringy. It's awkward. It's off-putting. It makes people uncomfortable. That's just what it is. And GameStop corporate is like, do it. And of course it's easy for them to say to do that, because they're not the ones in the awkward, cringy situation to do that. And you already get paying them peanuts. Then it just adds insult to injury. I want to say it's a I don't even work there, and I want to say that is offensive. That would piss me right the off. Like seriously, it drives me so much. But that's the first thing I would do, just to give you a taste of where I'm going with this. And again, I know GameStop is not like a super, they're not Walmart, they're not Target, they're not Best Buy. I get it. They're still a corporation, but I get it. They've got a finite amount of cash. It is what it is. Like, I really see them going the way of Toys R Us. You know, Toys R Us kind of came back. So It remains to be seen on that, but that's just to give you an idea of where I would go with this. So, but yeah, it's having to go through so many lies, so many BS explanations on why you can't get this, or why this can't be done, or why that can't be done, or why we don't have this, or maybe you'll like this instead, or how about getting this goofy shirt or whatever, get this little knickknack, like just, ah man, it's just like a news network. Like people don't even believe you anymore, and that's really a shame because back in the day, GameStop was kind of where it was at. It was like the evolved version of the mom and pop store, and they just trying to squeeze blood from a stone, man. It's not going to work because GameStop is not needed. It's not at all, and it's its biggest problem. So when you're a business that's not needed, for instance, you need food, you need water, you need shelter, you need a place to be able to sleep. Like you need to satisfy like basic needs, or maybe like healthcare or something, or just anything like that, or utilities, just basic amenities so you can function as a person, or at least as you would like to. Games, as much as I love video games, it is what it is, man. It's not needed. I love video games to death, but it is not needed. So when you offer something that is not needed, you need to focus on experience. You need to focus on the main reason that you're even there in the first place, which is video games. You need to focus on person-to-person interaction. And when I say focus on video games, I mean chill with all of the knickknacks. I think a little bit of knickknacks are okay. Don't kill them off completely. Game in them. God, the algorithm, boy. That demonetization. Huh? Anyways. Frustrating. Anyways. You don't need to get rid of them completely like a lot of other people will say, but dial it back tremendously. Dial it back because you're just going to have just a ton of excess inventory. Now, I'm guessing GameStop doubles down on it because one, they want that diversification. They want to cover all things gaming and geek related and stuff. And I get it. In premise, it makes all the sense in the world. But the reality is, it's not really moving anything. It's not really doing anything. That's why their Think Geek had to peel back so much, because it wasn't moving product. If it was moving product, then it would still be there, or at least it would still be functioning in the same capacity that it was before they had to start selling off a lot of stuff. Like that's how you know I'm not talking out of my ass with this, because it's a negatively affecting their bottom line to where they're having to close stuff up, whether it be stores or Think Geek or whatever. It's taking its hit. It's taking its toll. But yes, I would focus more on games. I would focus more on offering people perceived value. And experiences would be like the cheap, in my opinion, it would be the cheapest thing. But as far as focusing on games too, actually give like actual deals, not piss poor deals. It's like, well, why am I gonna give you this money for this generic deal when I can just get it from Amazon, get like $12 off or something, or Walmart, or whatever the case may be. Like seriously, this guy who, of course, and it really kills me. Like I say, it's like this guy who, of course, isn't really your friend. It's a corporation, but the employee could be your friend in this instance. Like when I used to, venture to GameStop, you would have actual people that knew what they were talking about. Because if you go to Walmart, if you go to Target, if you go to Best Buy to a lesser degree, let's be honest, to a lesser degree. God, what is that? Somebody needs to fix their damn brakes, because that pierced my ear. Anyways, oh man, that screeching hurt, boy. I don't think y'all understand, that hurt. Anyways, back on track. Ugh, gotta get out of my ear. Anyways, yeah, if you've probably, if you like video games, if you're even watching this video, chances are you've bought a game from Walmart or Target or something before, or Best Buy, and at some point, not every point, but at some point, you would probably ask somebody about a game. Like, okay, I like this particular third-party game or whatever. What do you think about it? And they, half the time, and no offense, probably a female too. Females can play video games like anybody else. And full disclaimer, there's nothing wrong with that. I know my siblings play video games. Like, there's nothing wrong with that in any way, shape, or form. But almost every time that I've been over there, they've known squat about the game. Like, they know nothing about it. Even if it's like Nintendo, they know squat about it. They just work over there because that's where they were assigned, in clothing or in pharmacy or near the pharmacy, say whatever. But my experience every single time has been that particular experience, and I'm pretty sure that's a pretty common experience. But with GameStop, and like I said, Best Buy to a lesser degree, usually Best Buy, there's a much better chance that you bring somebody over there, whether it be whatever person, male, female, they know about the games. Like, oh, well, such and such, such and such. And yeah, that's good. It just kind of climbs up the ladder as you go from Best Buy to GameStop. But GameStop, back when GameStop wasn't like a pain in the ass to go to, you could have like deep, nice, and you can still actually, you still actually can have conversations like that with GameStop employees. It's just less frequent than what it used to be, and that's a real shame. But you could actually find out and get solid opinions about a video. Now, granted, you could easily just go online and just read Reddit. You can read Twitter. You can read like guides and forums and all that other good stuff. But to me, it's not the same as getting a personal introspective on a game to where somebody can, you know, hand gestures, just facial expressions, the thought, just watching a real-time thought process on what they think of a game. It's to me, it's much better than, and again, of course, you can look at a review on YouTube or something too. Like, it is what it is. That's the future. You just, what can I say? It's kind of like reading a book to me. Yeah, you can read the digital version, you can watch the video, but at the end of the day, it's just not the same as the actual pages. Like filling actual pages, reading actual like text printed, it just doesn't feel the same. And just having that person-to-person connection to where you talk to them again and again and again, and you build that rapport and you build that trust with them, it's not the same. It's close, but it just doesn't quite fit. It's that puzzle piece that it's just off by like one side. But yeah, GameStop tried all these other things. The discounts are usually pathetic. And like I said, at this point, you can just go to Amazon, call it a day. Or eBay, because it's used games. I almost forgot about eBay. Walmart or Amazon, because at this point, as I've consistently seen for over a year now, I don't know what the deal is. I guess they're competing with each other, because Amazon used to have that membership rewards thing where you get like 20% off for the brand new titles. But as far as now, it's like they've implemented that in like a different capacity. And yeah, on average between Walmart and Amazon, and I think Target too, I'm not sure, but they offer a brand new game either be a pre-order that's $10 off, or it'll end up being, hopefully you don't hear this from, I have to get this fan out of the recording because it's just started. It's like, thanks homie, thanks, I'm not recording or anything. Anyways, yeah, because of that, it's like, what's the point? Because yeah, you can either do the pre-order, get $10 off, or you can wait like a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so, and there's a good chance that a brand new as far as I've seen, because I'm a Switch person, Nintendo Switch, and that keeps happening to where if you wait long enough, like a month or so, or a couple of weeks, or you do a pre-order, chances are you can get a pretty steep discount. And GameStop just can't, they can't compete with that. At the bare minimum, as long as they lean on the experience, I think they could at least take off like $5, just like a fair percentage. Just take off that much. But that's if they decide to do it, because they tried a lot of other things. They're trying the gaming lounge. There's a bunch of issues with the gaming lounge. I may do that in like another video at some point. I kind of want to, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Yeah, try the gaming lounge. They tried being like kind of a pseudo cell phone carrier or something like that, where you could trade in phones, buy other phones, and all that stuff. Just trying to do like this pseudo electronics kind of thing. It's kind of weird. I don't even know if they still do it, because it's been that long since I've been to game. Well, it hadn't been that long, but granted, I went to GameStop. I bought Yooka-Laylee and the Possible Lair. I got in, I got out. I almost don't even remember what was there, so I have no idea if they still do it. But yeah, they tried the phone thing. They tried Blu-rays and DVDs. That crap didn't work. I mean, even the Fossil Red Box makes more sense than trying to get a DVD or a Blu-ray or something from GameStop. Why? You're GameStop. You're not DVD or Blu-ray stop. Those are Redbox. I mean, that's a Fossil thing to do, but those are those. And take it a step further, that is just Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus at this point. and I guess to a certain degree Roku too. I think is it Roku? I don't know. Oh no, Apple is what I'm thinking of. Fuck Apple, by the way. Anyways, oh man, I'm getting off track. So yeah, customer satisfaction would be the #1 thing that I would focus on. Customer loyalty would be the #1 thing I focus on, because GameStop is, I can't stress this enough, like I said in the beginning, GameStop is not needed. It's, again, it's not food, it's not shelter, it's not sleep related, it's not even clothes, aside from the geeky outliers that it tries to use. Also, by the way, Threadiverse.com, get you some pretty sexy apparel there, you know, always worth a looky-loo, and it has that personal artist touch to it. It's not a corporate hack kind of thingy, so check it out. And of course, there are some GameStops out there that probably do a lot of what I'm outlining here. They may operate kind of separately-ish from the corporate structure, because they know that the corporate structure doesn't really work well, and it's causing that drain circulage to forever continue, just this downward spiral into oblivion, to where they just eventually just, whoop, time to call it quits. But I don't see them. You can look for them, but the fact that you would have to look for them in the first place, that's the problem. So I want to fix that. Or you can go ahead and learn how to parachute, learn how to skydive, because a lot of people are definitely going to need it the way GameStop is going, or has been going for the longest time, and that's a real shame. The people up top, they don't even have to learn how to parachute. They can afford an instructor. They can afford a golden parachute. They will get a golden parachute, because that's just how the game works. But the saddest but the saddest part is the people at the bottom. They will not get that golden chute. And this isn't just like, oh, these are a bunch of like little kiddos or whatever that work at GameStop. They'll be fine. They'll just go back to their parents. That's not always the case. Some of these are just straight up adults that are like, they're just screwed once GameStop goes out of business. They're just screwed over. It's that usual thing. Company screws up, goes out of business. The people on the bottom are the ones that get screwed over. And that's really the saddest thing to me that isn't really talked about. It's talked about a little bit, but you know, people move on to the next story. It's just really, it's really heartbreaking to me, because those people have lives. Those people have bills to pay. Some of those people have families. Like, they have kiddos to feed. And because this company has lost its way, and it's so ass backwards, like so many other companies, except for, again, their services are not needed, so that hurts them even more, that the people on the bottom are just gonna be scattered into the wind and forgotten. Like, oh well, sucks to be you. And I hate unnecessary pain. But it is what it is. This will get swept under the rug. The algorithm will be like, hey buddy, that's a nice video you have there. It would be a shame if nobody saw it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this will get swept under the rug, but I just wanted to say my 2 cents. It would be nice if GameStop would actually hear some advice like this, because again, customer experience, customer loyalty, retention, build that moat around yourself. Build it, and you can do that, but you just won't, and that is really depressing. Hope you all like this video. I hate to leave on such a downer note. I'll give you a positive. What's a good positive? I think you're all very beautiful people, even though I can't actually see you. I think you're all very beautiful, and you're watching this video, so shout out. It makes me feel so much better. So I'm not like talking to myself, like literally and figuratively just talking to myself. You're an amazing person, and you can do amazing things. I know it's unrelated. It is so unrelated to this, but God, man, I can't end as a Debbie Downer. I can get a Debbie cake, but I don't want a Debbie Downer. Anyways, I love you guys. You all be easy. Take care. Bye-bye.